Hi, it's Karen Dickrell with Glimmers of Joy. Mayday, Mayday, Lay Day, Payday. It's May 1st, and this is your Glimmers of Joy. So happy to be with you and to share some information. Mayday, May 1st, 2022. It means different things to different people. Living in Northern Hemisphere, we have historically reserved this fun springtime day for some activities. It might be the maypole or flowers or pictures, a day when we have hope for the upcoming summer months and we enjoy those fireworks and sparklers of all that's to come. It might be a celebration of working people as well. But then there's also the Mayday. This is an internationally recognized radio word to signal distress, and it's used mostly by aircraft and boats. Most of us first heard the word used on TV or in movies, and it came about in 1923, almost 100 years ago, when there was a lot of air traffic between England and France, and SOS didn't work the same. So they needed a short, easily understood word that couldn't be mistaken for something else, and thus came Mayday. Well, if in Hawaii, May Day is also Lay Day. This is a statewide celebration in Hawaii. And the celebration begins on the morning of May 1st every year and continues into the next day. It's been established as a holiday since 1929. Festivities have grown over the years, and the importance of the lei and what it means is interesting, because the lei doesn't last all that long, but it's the feeling that you got from receiving that lei. So it could mean farewell, it could be greetings, it could be love, it could be hope or joy, that glimmer of joy. The idea is that while the lei lasts only for a couple of days, as I said, the thought lasts forever. So someday I'll tell you about my Hawaiian lei story, but I digress. So I would like to give you a little glimmer of joy, right? So that's that lei day. But also May 1st may be known as payday. Some of us get paid on the first of the month, some get paid twice a month, some get paid every other week, and some of us do not get paid. The bottom line is that lately there has been more month than many for many families. And so I'm going to share with you some tips. The first is that talking about the issues with trusted family and friends is important. So finding people that you can talk to as a sounding board. You may come up with some creative solutions, and you don't have to worry young children with issues, but they can be aware of the fact that you're trying to save money. They can help be part of the solution. Perhaps come up with activities or things that you can put off in terms of major purchases. And maybe you have a staycation instead of a vacation. So what adventures can you find close to home within 30 minutes of your house? And so you work on that as a family, and you talk about how you're saving your money. Your top priorities of what bills you should pay first are generally your housing related bills, your car payments, and the basic living expenses. So it is important to pay your bills and not just say, I'm not doing it this month. Not a good choice. And a good thing to do is to track your spending. Keep track of how you're spending your money. So it could be in a notebook, it could be on your cell phone, it could be keeping the receipts for a week or a month, it could be tracking it in a calendar, or in those of us that still have checking accounts, in your checking account, in your ledger. Some people use an envelope method, which is where you have cash. And so you think about how much money you spend for food in a month, and you have that amount in the envelope, so that when you go grocery shopping, you've got the cash and you pay for it. Or if it's gas, it's in the envelope, you pay for it. If it's a haircut, you've got the money, you pay the cash. The challenge is that sometimes people will rob Peter to pay Paul. So the cash method doesn't work for everyone, but for some of us, it might be the key thing to have for our major expenses, like for food or for gas. You can track it on your computer with some, great spreadsheets and different kinds of programs that are available, and also work with your financial institution to find what kinds of resources they have to help you track your spending. But there's also that whole idea of cutting back on what you are spending. So what can we do less often? Maybe we could carpool, or when the weather allows, we'll walk, or we'll plan our errands carefully so that we're not driving all over every day, but we've got a set plan. Can we buy something that's less expensive? Perhaps it's making more food at home rather than ordering out. Or do you buy in bulk, or doesn't it pay for you to buy in bulk? It all depends on your family and what you need and what you can do differently. Can we cut it out of our spending completely? So asking yourself, do we really need this? So we learn a lot about our spending habits, and that's something that we can do as a family to think about what's most important and how do we find those glimmers of joy, those things that are important to us every day, but money can't buy happiness. So cutting back and keeping up when money is tight, this is a resource that we have and a website you can go to. And if you're interested, let me know. If you're interested in my mailing this to you, this is a little booster calculator. So let's say that you spend money on coffee every day and you spend $3.50 a day. So, okay, in a week, that's $24.50. In a year, that's $1,278. And the slide tells me that in 20 years, if you're spending $3.50 a day for coffee, that's $25,568. So if you're interested in this little calculator, send me an email and we'll mail it out to you. So I'd need to know your mailing address. But you know, we'd like to get this information out to you so that you can spend wiser and think about what kind of things you do have in your life to find those glimmers of joy. So you can still find your glimmers of joy even if you're short on cash, because money doesn't buy happiness. Find the wonder of nature, the smiles, and the happy times. Find your glimmer this May. So Mayday, Lay Day, whatever day it is, hope that you have a great month.